what's up everybody? Welcome to the Synergy Lab. Today I am working on some lemon herb chicken. This is gonna be a chicken breast. I'm just gonna pan fry it in a tablespoon of olive oil. And I thought I'd jump on really quickly and show you how I'm making it. Now, the ingredients that go into the chicken also make a great vinaigrette. So I'm gonna do that right alongside it, just as a side. The other thing I wanted to show you guys, because you know at the Synergy Lab, we're all about clean eating and really making life easy and fun, making fitness fun, okay? And so one other thing I wanna make sure I show you is I am making this hot chocolate peppermint tea. It's perfect for fall. It's fall right now while I'm filming. I've made some peppermint tea and I'm gonna use, this is not sponsored by collagen, but this is the collagen that I like. You can get it at Costco. It's chocolate flavored. So I've got peppermint tea, and I'm gonna put 2 scoops of collagen in it. I always like to have something to drink when I'm cooking, and I really like wine, but it's the middle of the day. It'll just make me tired. I've got a lot to do, and we're getting ready for a trip, so I'm trying not to drink too much. So this is my compromise. I always like to have that something, right? And this is such a yummy way to do it. So I just throw it in with my tea, and I made sure I didn't fill it too full because I'm gonna use my little frother. You can mix this with a spoon if you like, but the frother makes it a little bit foamy. And it's basically like I'm having hot chocolate, like peppermint hot chocolate. Super tasty. Really, really good, guys. Highly recommend, especially if you're avoiding sugars, you know, or drink your favorite drink. I don't care. Who am I to tell you what to do? Okay, so here's what we got. All right, I've got my vinaigrette ready to go, okay? My vinaigrette cup. And with this, I've got salt, pepper. I'm getting ready to throw some garlic in there and the zest of a lemon. So in there, that's just gonna be like my start. Those are my seasonings. The other things I'm going to be adding to that are lemon and some other seasonings that are both going into my chicken and into my vinaigrette. But I'm gonna do the vinaigrette first because chicken, you have to worry about, you know, salmonella. You don't want to cross-contaminate. So I'm going to do the vinaigrette first, and I'm looking for, yep, my garlic. That's why I was stalling. So I've got garlic ready. So I'm gonna do some fresh garlic in there too. So salt, pepper. To taste, I put probably 10 cracks of my pink salt and a couple shakes of the pepper in there. And then I've got my garlic in there, and then we're just gonna juice the lemon. And I found this lemon juicer at Walmart for like $4, and I just love this thing. So it's just a cute little lemon juicer. I'm just chopping the lemon up. And this, I'm gonna do half the lemon for the vinaigrette, and then half of the lemon for the chicken that I'm making. There's something very satisfying about this little juicer. If you don't have a juicer, you could certainly just take a fork and stick it inside the lemon and twist the fork around. It's great for juicing. So yeah, there we go. Got quite a bit of juice out of that. Oh my goodness, very juicy lemon. It's overflowing, love it. So with that, I'm gonna put about half of that in there, a couple tablespoons of lemon juice. So you could use if you don't have fresh, you can certainly use a bottled lemon juice as well. And then we're just gonna throw in some sprigs of oregano. If you want, you could use your own dried oregano. This I pulled from the garden the other day. And I'm gonna go with like 1 sprig. So we're looking at, if you were to use your own, like a dried version, I would say about a half of a teaspoon, maybe a quarter. You can always start small and then add. And then we also have some dried rosemary, and I'm gonna give this a quick chop. So to take it off, you just go backwards and come down the stem, and it will all just fall off. So rosemary is a stronger flavor. I recommend if you're cooking with rosemary and you're not used to it, less is more. It's very strong. Think of like a pine needle. It's not pine, but it kind of reminds me of it, right? In that, you know, like a little bit and you're like, oh, that's nice, but too much and you're like, ugh, it's too strong, right? So I always take it easy on the rosemary. I like the flavor. I love it with lemon, but just like a pinch, right? So it's not really chopping up very well for me, so I'm just gonna use my fingers to squish it. And like I said, just a couple pinches. And our vinaigrette's almost done already. Isn't that cool? Now, the other thing with a vinaigrette, and I'm saving all the other sides, guys, all the other stuff to the side, because I'm also gonna put this, you know, on my chicken, just to season my chicken. But the vinaigrette will go nicely with it for dinner, right? Okay, so we've got our garlic, we've got our lemon juice, we've got our herbs, we've got our salt and pepper. All we're gonna do is add 3 more things. And this is, you're probably gonna guess, there's avocado or olive oil, your choice. I like to do 1 part olive oil to 3 parts vinegar, but I've already got some oil in, or some lemon juice in here, so I'm just gonna do a little bit less on the vinegar. And there's a measure on the side of this one, but I'm gonna go with about 1/4 cup, and then add some champagne vinegar to it. So looking at more like 1/2 cup of the champagne vinegar, since I've already got lemon juice in there. And then here's the trick, honey. Honey is the ticket when it comes to a flavorful vinaigrette, if you ask me. So here's the cool thing. You can use regular honey. You can use whatever sweetener you like. If you have maple syrup, you could sweeten it. You don't want your vinaigrettes to be sweet because we're doing salty and savory, right? But that just a little hint of sweetness is going to make it taste so good. So I'm gonna do about 1 tablespoon in with my vinaigrette. And this one, my mouth's watering, this one is a spicy honey. And you can get this at Trader Joe's. It's less than $3 for this organic spicy honey. So I've got sweet, I've got spice, I've got sour from the lemon and the vinegar. And I love champagne vinegar. I hate champagne, but love champagne vinegar. Go figure. And then we're just gonna give it a really good shake. You gotta spend some time shaking. It's part of your workout. Should put it on the side that has my watch on it so that I can get credit for movement, probably, right? Is that cheating? I know a lot of people do that. Sit and cheat and shake their watch to make it look like they're getting points. We don't do that because we know fitness is fun. That's right. All right, so I'm gonna give it a quick taste and know that those flavors are gonna develop. That's why I'm making this right now. Perfect vinaigrette, guys. Perfect. Those flavors are gonna develop. I got a seed. And over the next few hours, this dressing is gonna turn into the most tasty lemon vinaigrette. Okay, so I could basically take that vinaigrette and use that on my chicken if I were gonna marinate it, but I'm not gonna marinate it. I'm just gonna cook it on the stove. So first things first, we're gonna turn the stove on. We're gonna get that chicken pounded out. So the stove, I'm going medium-high heat, letting it heat up. I'm gonna turn this so that you guys can see what I'm doing with my chicken. Let's see, can y'all see me? Yes. All right, so we're gonna pound out the chicken to keep it all uniform so that when it cooks on the stove, it cooks evenly. So I have a Pampered Chef pounder. You could use a cup, you could use anything. I've got the chicken already wrapped up, and I'm just gonna pound it out to where it's all the same size. And I'm using just like a wrap, just a little cellophane wrap to keep all of the juices inside there, right? Because you do need to be careful of that. We don't want to splatter chicken juice all over the kitchen. So comparing them all, they're all looking about the same here. And just as I'm going, I'm looking to see, are they all the same thickness? This is a pretty big piece, so I gotta really flatten this one out a little bit more because it's bigger, right? I want all of my 3 pieces to be the same. And I'm just kind of feeling it out here. Yep, they look good. Yay! So that part's done. You do want to pre-season because if you're handling chicken, you don't want, chicken gook all around you, okay? So make sure you're pre-seasoning. I'm going to put some olive oil in my pan so it can be hot when I get ready to do that work. Don't worry, I'll turn the camera that way in a moment. The other thing I'm gonna do is grab some tongs because we are going to now season the chicken. getting it all ready to go. I'm so excited. It's Saturday. I'm getting the food prep done. And we're getting ready to go out to the lab and really get that baby rolling as far as the getting the Synergy Lab all done. We've been remodeling it. We're getting ready to install the equipment on November 10th, I believe, is the day. Just making sure all my herbs are ready. I forgot to put my oregano and my rosemary in with my salt and pepper. I just want it to be ready. So I'm just putting that in there, in with the salt and pepper. And making sure, so if you have like oregano and if you have a garden, or you can even just do like a little pot of these seasonings, you can wash them, bring them in, wash them, let them dry out, and then crush them. You've got the freshest, most delicious herbs. Okay, just a little bit of rosemary. Like I said, I mean like 8 to 10 sprigs or 8 to 10 little leaves is enough for me, and make sure it's small. Okay, it tastes good, but it overpowers everything else if you use too much of it. All right, are you ready? I'm gonna get my chicken. I'm gonna unwrap it, being careful not to make a mess. And we're gonna sprinkle this side. So a little bit of salt and pepper and herbs. Oh, this is gonna be so good. I'm so excited. And then I'm gonna flip it, and as I pick it up, I'm gonna put it on my tray that I'm going to take over to the stove. And then I'm gonna season the other side. Throw all of this away. And I will be sanitizing my countertop. See, I just got a splat, it was gross. Slowly, Terry, slowly. All right, you guys ready? We're coming over to the oven. Here we go. Actually, it's not the oven, it's the stove. Bringing my seasonings with. And we're gonna cook it, turn it down to medium now. And I'm gonna cook, whoa, hear that? I am gonna have to do this in batches. Get some light going. Oh, you smell it. It smells so good. Light turned on. So I'm gonna cook this for 1 minute on each side, searing it, and then I'm going to turn it down to low. I'm gonna turn it down to medium heat. It's turned down to medium heat now, and then I'm going to sear it on each side for 1 minute, and then I'm going to cover it for 10 minutes on low, and then take it off the heat and let it set for 10 more minutes. That's the way to do chicken, okay? I'm gonna let you guys go because this is going to be one of those, like, you don't wanna sit and watch me do this for the next 20 minutes, but I will be sure and post a pic and let you guys see, or maybe a short, and let you guys see what happens. All right, talk to you soon. Have a good one.